money is being stolen. People who have saved, they're being robbed. I mean, if you have a devaluation of the dollar at 10%, people have been robbed at 10%.
Then we don't have anybody printing money. We don't have inflation in the land. We don't have a collapsing U.S. dollar.
Treats Christianity like some second-rate superstition. Seen from this perspective, of course, there is
our nation
war
this
on
conflict,
Christianity.
Yet our purpose is sure. The people of the United States and our friends and allies of an outlaw regime that threatens the peace with weapons of mass murder.
Under a severe thunderstorm warning, you see that red there up toward Newberry. That is a tornado warning, which means...
For those of you obviously still with power, some of the people are losing it. There are several counties, Newberry County, Richland County.
Politicians in the United States are arguing over how to avoid what is being described as a catastrophic event for the economy. And this is what it is all about, this number.
If any catastrophe hits a major city, there is generally less than 2 days of food on the grocery shelves. And if that time hits, what are you going to be able to do to feed your family and take care of your family and friends?
Like everyone knows, in your lifetime, you have faced one time or another, either a flood, a fire, or a disaster of a tornado, a windstorm or something that was unexpected. Now what do? Are you prepared for it?
It lasted 1 minute and 38 seconds or something when it come through Sayersville, and people were out searching. It happened at 7, and it was getting dark pretty quickly, so they was wanting to go and make sure they went home to home and searched, which our rescue squad and our fire department has been trained in that, and they went house to house in the city and the county.
You know, in my 50 years plus now of public service, I've seen all kinds of disastrous circumstances, from a fire that killed hundreds of people, to flooding that killed people, to tornadoes that killed people. And the real question we had to face after one of those disastrous circumstances is, what do we do now to help the survivors?
What we're hoping to accomplish is to get people prepared prior to the storm through 911 food and water. We have food that is designed to last on the shelf for 25 years, and we have water systems that help purify your water in the event of an emergency as a backup supply of water. Over the years, I have been blessed to be in multiple businesses and different fields: banking, politics, and ministry. And in doing my studies over this period of time and watching newscasts that are going on, I came to the conclusion that in the next few years there was going to be major catastrophe come to the United States and the world as a whole. Well, one day after doing studies, I kind of closed my books up and I said a simple prayer. Lord, what do I do with the information that I've got? Well, out of that simple prayer was born 9/11 Food and Water. And so as I started putting it together, I then needed to understand how to do the business. What was the best way to present the business? And again, out of that simple prayer, I felt that I was led to study Joseph in the Bible. Now, Joseph went through a time when there were 7 years of fat and there were 7 years of famine coming to the land, just like I feel that there is catastrophe coming to the United States. Joseph then put a plan together that he would take 20% of what each farm produced and put it into a centralized storehouse in the city. Well, that's the way we based water. We call it the Joseph Principle. The storehouse is the church in each city, and their members are the farms. And as the members prepare and buy food and water to prepare themselves for the coming tough times, our company, 9/11 Food and Water, takes 20% of their purchase, and we fill the storehouse of the church. So as the members are preparing, doing for themselves what needs to be done for this time that's coming, 9/11 Food and Water
then fills their storehouse for them.
And we have a unit that will provide clean drinking water, working with the churches, working in communities, even in small groups where you would go into a network of a community where you may be the person in that community that has a chlorine generator, where you have a swimming pool, where you have a creek, where you have any source of water. You can have clean water for your family, for your neighbors, and for your community.
What we're trying to encourage people also to do is, by being prepared when disaster strikes, there's not so much intense angst when you're trying to figure out what to do, where to go, and how am I going to survive this. Our goal is to get you to provide for your family, your friends, and your neighborhood before the storm strikes, before disaster happens. So that takes a lot of the anticipation and the excitement away, and you're ready to batten down the hatches and survive the storm or whatever disaster may come along.
You can not only look after your family, not only look after yourself, you can look after your whole neighborhood because it's available. The food's available, and you can buy food now that will last another 20 years if necessary. You can obviously get the water. Water's a little more difficult, and that's why these devices to make the water for you and make the water for your community, to make the water that's available for everybody to keep from starving to death and either failure to have enough water in your system or failure enough to have enough food in your system for you to survive. We're talking about survival. Be prepared.